In this podcast episode, Ben Shapiro delves into the current political landscape, focusing on the implications of a missile attack on Israel by Iran, the upcoming vice presidential debate, and the ongoing challenges faced by the Biden administration, particularly in the wake of Hurricane Helen's devastation in North Carolina. Shapiro begins by addressing the upcoming vice presidential debate, which he describes as the last scheduled debate of the 2024 election cycle. He notes the importance of this debate, particularly in swing states like Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, where the electoral margins are razor thin. He highlights the precarious position of Kamala Harris, the Democratic candidate, who is reportedly trailing in Michigan according to internal polling. He underscores the potential impact of the debate on her campaign, especially given the tight race and the stakes involved. Shapiro contrasts the debate styles of the candidates, Vance and Tim Walz. He describes Vance as a quick-witted, knowledgeable candidate, while Walz is portrayed as a populist figure. The expectations for Vance are high, and Shapiro notes the strategic attempts by both campaigns to manage these expectations leading up to the debate. He emphasizes that the debate could serve as a pivotal moment for Harris, who has struggled to connect with voters. Shapiro critiques Harris's campaign, labeling her as an empty suit lacking substance. He points to her recent comments and actions, particularly in response to Hurricane Helen, which has caused significant damage in North Carolina. While governors like Brian Kemp and Ron DeSantis have been proactive in their disaster response, Shapiro argues that Harris's actions have been largely performative. He highlights a photo she posted during the hurricane, which he claims lacks authenticity and substance, further illustrating his point about her ineffectiveness. The podcast also touches on the broader implications of Harris's perceived inadequacies, suggesting that her campaign's failure to resonate with voters could have dire consequences for the Democratic Party in the upcoming election. Shapiro argues that the Democratic Party's focus on social spending and identity politics has alienated blue-collar workers, particularly young men, who are seeking opportunities for success rather than government dependency. As Hurricane Helen wreaks havoc in North Carolina, Shapiro discusses the federal government's response and the optics surrounding President Biden and Vice President Harris. He criticizes Biden's lack of visible leadership during the crisis, contrasting it with Trump's proactive approach in Georgia. Shapiro points out that while Biden has been in contact with governors, his absence from the ground level during the disaster raises questions about his commitment to addressing the needs of affected communities. Shapiro also highlights the ongoing dock workers' strike, which threatens to disrupt the economy just weeks before the election. He notes that the strike is a result of union demands for significant wage increases, and the Biden administration's reluctance to intervene could further alienate union voters. This situation underscores the precarious position of Harris and Biden as they navigate the complexities of labor relations and public sentiment. In a segment featuring guest Seth Dillon, CEO of Babylon Bee, and Kristen Wagner, president of Alliance Defending Freedom, Shapiro discusses the implications of a new California law aimed at regulating satire and parody. The law, which seeks to label satirical content, raises concerns about free speech and the potential for government overreach. Dillon expresses frustration over the need to defend the right to create satire, while Wagner emphasizes the law's vagueness and its potential to stifle political discourse. Shapiro and his guests argue that the law represents a broader trend of censorship and viewpoint discrimination, particularly against conservative voices. They highlight the importance of protecting the First Amendment and the dangers of allowing government officials to dictate what constitutes truth in political debate.